and balancing poses, and then after the standing balancing poses we do some of the strengthening poses. Then we're going to go down, do some of the floor poses, and we're going to do seated meditation because it's a morning one, so I think it's not that sunny out there and it was a long week, so we're going to try not to fall back asleep again. We're going to actually try to get a little bit more energy into us before we get the last day on Friday going, okay? So I want you, I'm going to kind of slightly turn towards you, then I'm going to turn to the side and all different things, but what I will ask you to do, you're constantly staying lengthways on your mat, okay? I'm only turning if I ever turning for you, so then you can see me exactly at the front of you. So I want you to bring your feet together, squeeze the ankles, the knees and the tummy and absolutely everything in. I want you to suck in your belly button and lift up your rib cage. We're going to cross the arms on the bottom, reach up above your head as you breathe in and breathe out, slowly lowering the arms to the side. In again. And out. And in. And out. Last one in. We're going to bring the arms up off the head and this time hold the palms together. Interlock your thumbs, and I want you to lock out your elbows and squeeze them next to your ear. And this time again, lift up that rib cage and make yourself even taller. Bend over to your right side. Back to the center, breathe in, breathe out to your left. Back to the center. One more time, we do each side, but this time push your hip even further out to the side. And in and out. And back to the center, lowering the arms down to the side. We're going to roll back the shoulders a few times, going from the front to the back, from the front to the back. Roll back the shoulders, bring your hands behind you, interlock the fingers, lock the elbows and lift up your chest. Stretch all the way through and release. So during the practice, try to keep your breathing as equal as you can, slowly in the nose and slowly out the nose. I want you to sit back into a chair pose. So we're going to push back the bum, raise up the arms, bring your bicep again next to your ears. Level 1, hold it in here. Level 2, you're going to lift up your toes, your heels, one after the other, coming up on your tippy toes. Sit a little deeper for level 3. Suck in your belly button, lift up that rib cage. Hold and breathe. And we're going to shoot the arms down, drop the heel, dive forward. We take 4 steps forward on the floor. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ending up in the plank position. We're going to take the left hand up, opening the chest into the side plank. Back to the center. Same on the left side. Trying to breathe out as you open. Breathe in as you bring it back. We're going to do it one more time. Lift and twist. But this time I want you to lift the hip up and reach above the head. Curve it all the way through. Back to the center. Breathe in. Lift and twist. And back to the center. Drop your knees for the first time. We're going to go down to chaturanga, so elbows in, lowering the body, pushing it up to low cobra. So always check your cobra that you're doing it well, rolling back the shoulders, releasing the hands, just to make sure to check on yourself that you're not pushing too much away from the floor. It's about tensing the muscles in your back and elevate your chest, not only with your hands, but with the squeeze of the muscles and a balance in it. We're going to tuck under the toe, lifting it back to plank first, and from here to downward dog. So we're going to push up the glutes and press down the heels. So downward Cobra Dog is the time when you can always rest a little bit, and you can try to breathe in your nose and breathe out your mouth. So this is the only time you want to sigh out through your mouth to really release the tension from your muscles and take some rest, recover your breathing. And you can do whatever feels good in this position. You can paddle, you can twist your hip, whichever feels good. We're going to take a step forward with the right leg. Follow it with the left. Keeping a nice C shape on the back, coming up, roll up, breathe in. And hands into prayer's pose. Take again a few seconds here to get ready. You stay where you are. I'm just taking a step back in here, so I'm in the middle of my mat. So you have a few options in here. I have yoga straps with me, so I'm just going to show you how to use it. And I show you how to do it without the straps as well, but it's an option. So we're going to take the left leg, reach behind. So a lot of people find this one already difficult. So what you can do is pretty much hook your feet in, wrap your hands around, take a nice deep breath in, and you're going to reach and pull. So otherwise you're holding your feet in your hand. Hold and breathe. One more big breath here. And slowly down. So you're going to do the other side. I'll show you without the straps, but it's an option there, remember. Right leg going back. Bring the two knees together. Level 1. Level 2, you reach forward a little bit and kick it back. Level 3, you're trying to get as parallel as you possibly can with that mat. Slowly back and stepping down. Again, you stay where you are. I'm turning towards you. We're going to shift the body weight over to your left side. So you're going to take the right leg up. And what I want you to do is pull that leg up as close as you can, letting the knees going outside and the feet going outside. Very similar to the pose, what we call the cross-leg seated pose. You want to bring, ideally one day, your heel as high as up as the opposite hip bone. So trying to drag it up to here. Now once you get there, try not to hinge your back. Roll back the shoulders, chest up. And when you can't go anywhere further, you're holding it with one hand, letting the knee go down to the side, and bring the opposite hand into half prayer's pose. Hold and breathe. So option here again to use the bend and drag the feet up as close as you can. Take a nice deep breath in, bringing it down. Hands above your head as you breathe in again. Breathe out down to the side. Take a few seconds to center yourself here. Go to the opposite side. So we're going to catch the ankle and trying first to drag it up towards your hip. You're going with your heel to your hip bone. Once you can't come anywhere further with your heel, you're going to let your knee facing down, and you're going to take the opposite hand out for a half prayer's pose. Hold and breathe. And super slowly release. Take a nice deep breath in. And breathe out. We're going to swan dive forward. Lock your knee. Push back the bum and sweep the floor. So here I want you to release your upper body as much as you can down to the mat. We're going to really round the back and trying to get with your chest as close as you can to your thighs. So first what we're going to do, we're going to hug our knees close to our chest. So I want you to bring your hands behind you, and either level 1, place your hand on your forearm, or level 2, place your hands around the elbows. So you have a few different options, whatever feels good to you. You can obviously bend your knees for now, and I'll give you options later. So I want you to really relax your neck and drop your head. Take a few nice deep breaths in, feel the stretch all the way through your spine. And you have options to staying in here if it feels good. Or you can try to just lock one knee a little bit and then the other knee. Or you can try to lock both of your knees. Keep your back rounded. Hold on to those elbows or the forearms. And release. Let your fingers and your hands falling down to the mat. We're going to bring the 4 fingers underneath your heels, one after the other. And again, you're going to round your back. Bring your head facing towards your knees. And you're going to slowly do the same thing. You either lock one knee at the time, or you're going to lock both knees. Whichever works for you. One big deep breath in. And slowly bend the knee back out. Coming up, keeping the C shape on the back. Roll back your shoulders. We're going to take a big step with the right leg forward, lunging forward into high lunge. You're going to relax your shoulders on the side, but elevate the arms right next to your head, creating a frame around. You're going to bring the arms out to the side. You're going to take a note of your right hand that's going to go backwards as you twist, and the left hand going forward. Back to the center. And I want you to reach down, frame with 2 hands your right foot. And we go into nice and easily, you have a few options. Straighten the front leg. So you have an option in here just to simply straighten it. If it's too much and you have yoga blocks, you place your hands on the yoga blocks and you push it away. If you don't have yoga blocks, you place your hands on your shin or your knee and you straighten that and lean down to them. So your options is placing your hands on your leg or on your yoga blocks, whichever you can. And obviously the end game is placing your hands down to the mat. So just push and straighten the front leg. And slowly bend again. Bring it up to high lunge. We're going to bring it into warrior 2. So we're going to take the right hand reaching towards me. So do a little check. Roll back the shoulders. Arms super straight. Bend that front knee. And I want you to start pivot towards me and keep tilting. And then we're going to twist. Level 1, elbow down, reach up. Level 2, fingertips. And level 3, you're going to place your full palm down to the mat. But whichever you choose, bring your chest to the side, reach with the other hand up to the ceiling. You're going to slowly lift it back. Warrior 2 into high lunge. Back down to the center. Step back with the right leg. Choose the option to drop your knee here or not. Down to chaturanga. Into cobra. And to your downward dog. So again, take your time in here in your downward dog. Breathe in your nose. Breathe out your mouth. Sigh out. You can do some paddling. You can do some twisting in the hip. Whatever feels good. Take 5 long deep breaths in here. And we're going to do the same on the opposite side. So take a big step with your left leg forward. First you come up to the high lunge. So I want you to really sink in. Remember, you're going to frame your head with your arms, relaxing your shoulders. And then we're going to bring the hands down, frame the left foot. So your options in here, to fully just straighten the front leg. Place your hands on, if you have any kind of yoga blocks, straighten them out. Or if you don't have yoga blocks, place your hands on your shin or your knee, whichever works. But I want you to straighten those legs as much as you can and lean down to it. Lean down to it. Take a big deep breath in. And coming back to high lunge. Twist it into warrior two. Roll back the shoulders, arms out. And again, I want you to kind of reach towards me with the left hand. And when you can't go any further, we're going to twist. Level one, elbow down. Level two, fingertip down. Level three, place the full palm down, but whichever you choose, twist your chest and reach up. Twist your head looking up to the ceiling as well. Big deep breath in, come up and twist. Back to high lunge. And we're going to bring the hands down. Step back with the left leg. And choose your option to drop your knee or not. Down to chaturanga. Pushing it into your cobra. And to your downward dog. Nice big deep breath in here. Pedal it out. Twist your hip again. Whatever feels good. Okay, we're going to take a big step with your right leg forward. Bring it into a high lunge. You're going to step in with the left leg, and as you do so, you have your option to tap down or to bring that knee up to your chest right away. Hold it towards your knee. You're going to bring this leg across the right. Bring your hands out for balance. Wrap the two hands around each other, palm together, lifting up the elbow to where your nose is, and you're going to sit back in the eagle pose. So your options are in here, keeping the toe down. Here's your option, but still sitting back, yeah? Slowly coming out of the pose, breathing in. Breathe out, reach down, swan dive forward, step back with the right leg. Follow it with the left. Lowering down to chaturanga, option there to drop your knee, cobra and to downward dog. Taking a big step with your left leg forward. Shoot up. And you're going to direct that right knee. So your options is to step through, or you bring your body weight into one leg and hold. So when we go and bring the leg around, your level 2 option, just even to do this, cross the leg. Or level 1, just hold your tippy toes here, you're still on one leg. And obviously level 3, you're going to wrap it. Hands up. Wrap the hands around. Lifting up the elbow to the level of your nose. And you're going to slowly sit down into the eagle pose. One more breath here. And slowly step out. Breathe in. Swan dive forward. Step back with the left leg. Follow it with the right. Down to chaturanga. To cobra and to downward dog. And slowly you're going to drop your knees down. And you're going to bring your bum back all the way towards your heels and rest in the child pose. So keep those arms nice and straight. Relax, place your forehead down to the mat. And really try to, with this pose, kind of stretch through your lateral muscles. So you want to keep those arms super straight and kind of like stretch down as you sit back. And just relax that forehead. Slowly lift up your head first, and then we're going to come forward into the box position. Box position in when your wrists, shoulders, elbows underneath each other, and your knee underneath your hip bone. So you should be looking like a perfect box in this side. So make sure you don't keep the feet together or obviously too far. You really want your knees landing down underneath your hip bone. We're going to go cat and the cow pose. So for the cat pose, you really want to round your back, tuck your tailbone in, tuck your chin in, look into your belly button, and make that nice C shape on the back. And when you breathe in, you're going to bring your chest up, arch that back into the cow pose. So this is one of the best poses for people who sit in the office a lot, because it's helped you to elongate your spine. And again, going into the cat pose, and it's something super simple what you can do anytime, any morning or any afternoon. And again to the cow, and it does make a huge difference. One more time, we go to each of the poses. So bring it into the cat pose and to your cow. And relax back to the center. We're going to keep the right hand on the floor, and with the left we're going to do an opening. So it's chest and hip opening. So we go to reach with this hand just slightly underneath. Take a nice deep breath in and open and reach. Breathe out, coming down, reaching in. Breathe in and out. And again in. And when you go out this time, you're going to drop your arm all the way down and place your head down on your left hand. We're going to take the right hand reaching up. So you do a full twist in here. Hold and breathe. And you're going to slowly place the hand back down. Push the body away from the mat and coming back to your box position. Same on the opposite side. So you're going right hand in and breathe in, open and reach. Breathe out, reach. Breathe in, twist. In again and out. And the last one, we're going to reach under, relax that hand, place your head down, and taking the left hand reaching up. So you have a 90 degrees in here. You're pushing with this hand, and you're opening and twisting with the other hand. Slowly back. Place your hand down, push the body away from the mat. We're going to come in up on the kneeling standing pose. So again, we're going to try to do the same thing. So your knee underneath your hip, and then if you can see your feet are parallel behind you as well. You stay where you are. I'm just going to go teeny tiny bit forward because we're going to go a little bit more to the back. So we're going to take a big circle with the left hand, reach up, and we're going to place the hand or just the fingertips down to your heels. So level one, you're just reaching down here. If you can't reach it and you have yoga blocks, it's a perfect way to reach and hold, okay? So that's level 1 in here, holding it up nice and straight. We're just going to do level 1 to each side, and then we do level 2. So reach, and I want you to squeeze the glutes, push the hip, and reach up. Back to the center. Big circle with the right hand. Reach down, squeeze the glutes, hip push, and reach. Bring it back. And we're going to go again, but this time for the level 2s and the 3s that give you options. So we take a big circle, hand down, and then you go into slide that hand down all the way through your feet. Lift, push, and reach. Hold and breathe. And next one, bring it up. Big circle with the right hand. Hold for level 1, 2 and 3. Let it slide all the way. And slowly back to the center. Sit back on the knees. I want you to bring your feet together so you're fully sitting on those knees. I'm going to roll back the shoulders. And just take a few seconds here. Turn up your palms. Relax those shoulders and the backs. I'm just going to take just a few nice deep breaths in here to bring your heart rate down and to bring your body temperature a little bit lower down. We're going to have a few more floor works after this, and then we go into our meditation. So deeply you're breathing in and out. In and out.